Benni.
This is probably one of the highlights of my career because I've never thought that I would sit here as coming back playing in South Africa first of all, because after players finish their career playing in the toughest leagues in Europe, they mostly go to play end of their football in America or Saudi Arabia. But I figured that I still have a little bit more to give, and I owe it to the country that gave me everything. It's where I learned how to play football. It's where I started my trade. It's where I made my name, and then I went over abroad like to be a student of football, and I've learned quite a lot of things. Played under a lot of coaches, good, some not as good as others, but I've taken in a lot of things from many coaches, and I think it made me a better person first of all, and it made me a better footballer. But as with age, you're not the same anymore, but you still have all the knowledge that you've learned, and I think it was only fair to want to come back to South Africa and play and give back to the country that gave me everything, and maybe can be of assistance to the youth of development, because when I was young, irresponsible, not have all the knowledge, and then I went there and I got educated and I got smarter and I got better as a footballer as well, and now I can gladly say that I'm glad. There's certain places in the world that I can go and people know my name, and coming from Hanover Park, you would have never in your wildest dreams imagined you would go to America, you would go to Mexico, and people know who you are just because of playing football. So I think I can use that and maybe come and teach to the younger kids to see maybe that can be of help, of an assist for them, because something that they would want to achieve as well, and go there and then establish a name and a football career for themselves. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to come home. And then when you do come home, you don't just want to come home and play and go out as an average. You want to go out at the top, and I think I still have a good few years left in football. And one of my biggest ambition was to feel what it feels like to be a champion in South Africa, playing in this league. And there's only a handful of teams that can provide you with that. And there was few options, but I had to go as a footballer. If you think as a footballer, then you go for the best. Then you go for what you think is can make you as a player even better than what you've achieved in previous years, because you go out at the top winning almost everything, and Pirates was the team that could provide me with that, not just in terms of winning things, but in terms of getting respect back from people, because it is the best team in South Africa and it's got the biggest fan base. And I think once you do well for the team that you played, you gain the respect from your fans and you gain the respect from other opposition. And I think that was also a part of my goal joining, and hopefully it can be a great team, and Pirates can help me achieve those dreams that I've always had as a young kid, to want to be a champion in South Africa. And they've won the treble last season, and I think they're more ambitious than what they were last season, because now they want to add the African Champions League to their collection as well, and they want to add the top goal scorer to their collection, and that's where I come in, and that's what I want to achieve. And I can only achieve it playing for the best team, and playing for the team that can provide you with opportunities to score goals, and just put you back in there, just to let people refresh people's memories of the Benni that they knew in Burkina Faso, and now a couple more years older, more wiser, but still have the same goal-scoring abilities that he's always had. So that's why I decided to join Pirates, and hopefully it's a combination that will stand for many years to come, because I'm here to win things. I'm not here to come and have a holiday, a nice retirement, and I want to go out finishing my career, leaving a legacy behind, and joining Pirates, it's very, very much achievable, and that's why I'm here. And hopefully, end of the season comes, so we can say our first press conference that you did mention something about getting five trophies in the collection, and we've achieved it, and move on from there.
How many goals have you set for yourself as a target? I know it's an unfair question to ask, but you've mentioned you're a winner, you're an achiever. What is your target in terms of goals?
I will put extremely a lot of pressure on me if I'll tell you exactly how many goals I want to score. But it's only fair to see from what I've seen, the way the team plays. They do provide so much goal scoring opportunity, and it's and if you're hungry and if you put yourself at the right place at the right time, I think there's more than 20 goals to score in the league. Hopefully not just from me, but from teammates as well, though. So yeah, there's a lot of goals to be scored in this team because they play very attractive football, and it's a team that creates chances. But I don't want to just give a number and then my first game and start getting taken out by opposition teams because that's for being smart. So let me not give any numbers and just we talk at the end of the season.
What happened at Ajax Cape Town? It was as if you used them to market all the other teams.
No, I never used anybody. The first thing, when I came here, I came home on holiday. I came to visit my mom because I'm not seeing my mom in ages. So I wasn't going to go another year without coming home to Cape Town. And then obviously while I was there, I just asked to, instead of training on your own. And Ajax is a team that I have a lot of respect for, and I have a lot of friends in there. I just asked if I could train with them. And the first training, and I was put on the spot, like I was just coming to train to keep fit, you know, to keep myself occupied so I don't lose track or fall behind, you know. And yeah, and I was asked to join Ajax from everybody else except from the chairman or that. And then a couple of days into it, the Ajax manager asked me, like, he says like that he sees I still have the hunger. And he had a word with me, and then he must have just went onto the board and then told them that, you know, that they should try and get me to sign. But no, nothing was engaged. And, you know, it's a club, like I said, it's a club that I have a lot of respect for because they did form Ajax Cape Town when I left Seven Stars to join Ajax Amsterdam, and they decided that they wanted to invest in a South African team, so they can get good young players to take to Amsterdam if they're good enough. And that's when they approached Seven Stars to change their name to Ajax Cape Town. And then Seven Stars combined with Cape Town Spurs. And that's how Ajax Cape Town was formed. But it was all due to me triggering it off. So I do have a lot of friends and, you know, a lot of sort of attachment to the club because it's part of something that you started. But in terms as ambitious, I think you always go where you're made to feel more at home and more loved. And I think Pirates just showed a little bit more desire to want, because they looked at the bigger picture and they see that they could help me in keeping my legacy there. And obviously, when I spoke to the chairman doesn't phone anybody. And when I got the call, so I felt privileged, and that's what.
Do you still have ambitions of turning out for the national team, given that a lot of young players have, taken the stand in the national team?
Oh no, it's great to see that we do have young players coming up and fighting for the top goal scorer. I would like to think that they're trying to aim to take me off the stand now, because it's been standing for a bit now. So it's good, but obviously, like I said, if I can get myself back playing and the coach think that I'm ready and good enough to make that step for the #1 jersey in the team to play striker. And if I play well, score goals, and then of course I never ever said that I don't want to play for my country. It's any player's dream, but you're realistic. There's younger players now, there's players that's probably better than me. So if I'm not selected, it's because there is better players out there than me. But if the national team coach feels that I still have a purpose in his team, and he can still use me to some effect, and with the younger players, then I would be gladly to take a stand again.
BBK.
It's okay. Benny. What? What are you going to do with the vuvuzela now?
Huh?
What are you going to do with the
I'm
vuvuzela?
going to learn how to blow it, man.
To play with it, playing in the stands.
Huh?
Are you going to learn to play with it, playing in the stands?
There's some form of way how you can communicate, even though you don't get to hear what your teammate is trying to convey to you, but through hand signs, that's how deaf and dumb people go along, you know? So I'm going to have to just learn some signs.
Benny, what shape would you say you're in now? Are you match fit? I mean, can you play against Santos on Saturday, or
Yeah.
is it going to take time?
You really put David.
All up depends on the coach.
And for you personally, what?
For me personally, I can play today, tomorrow, day after. I feel probably it's because of enthusiasm. I'm hungry to play again, you know. So I've not played for a bit. So I think now if I can get onto the pitch, just in my head, because I want to play so much, I think I can play 3 games in a row. I'm not saying I can do that throughout the season, and that's where the fitness coaches and the coaches that will instruct me what they think is probably better for me, how to pace myself, because it's not thinking just for the first 3 months, it's thinking for the next 2 seasons. So, and I want to be part of playing at least 95% of the team. I want to be part of 95% of the games. That means be involved in everything, you know. So, and that's what I push myself. So, once I sit down with the fitness coaches and the technical staff, and then they'll probably work out some way to see where my level's at now, and when do they think is ready for me to take my stand.
And do you feel like you learned something from what happened at West Ham that you can take into this new career for you now?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, like in life, you're supposed to have ups and downs. And for me, football, life as in football, it's been brilliant. I really don't have a complaint in the world, and I wouldn't change a single thing about my life or my football decisions, because in my 14, 15 years of playing in Europe, I've never had an operation. Thank God for that, you know. So I've been blessed, and I went to West Ham, and then it happened. I got injured, and obviously, so you had a setback in life. But lucky for me, it came at that stage in my life, where you're now getting to the end of your career, when it happens to when you age, and then you start getting injured more quicker than younger players. And it happened to me at a stage when I was involved with Porto when we won the Champions League, because I think that would have been devastated for me. So I'm glad for how things have changed, and I wouldn't say that that's one of my regrets in my life. You know, it was a learning experience, and I've learned, and obviously now it's where do you go from there? And this is where I came from there. So hopefully now I can just go back up again.
Benny, the team's primary goal now seems to be conquering Africa. I think you are the most experienced member of the team now. You've played in the continent since 1997. What will it take for the team to achieve that?
I think you pronounce that.
No, I think the boys are ready. You know, a lot of them is featured in the national team, and they've seen they know what's expected of them when you play in Africa. Africa is hard. It's not a walk in the park, because first of all, they don't have the facilities that we have in South Africa, and that's why for us we grant South Africa the best league in Africa, because South African PSL is the Premier League of Africa. But we don't conquer African Champions League. So we can't yet claim that we are the best league in Africa. So, and that's what I think. That's the ambition. That's the ambition at Pirates, that they want. Now they want to make that statement that we've got the best league in Africa, but now we need to conquer the African Championship as well. So, and that's what, you know, that when you hear the club speaks terms like that, because it's a massive club, but they still they want to conquer, and of course, I would be crazy in my head if I don't want to be part, if I'm not ambitious enough to want the same thing as Pirates want, and that's why. So, but they've got the staff, they've got the players to conquer, and hopefully, with me also adding to the value that they've already have, and hopefully it can be possible.
What did it mean for you